Hello, I'm here to talk about the Enter Your Cafe feature located within the Cranium Cafe platform. Once you signed into ConnexEd, you'll find Cranium Cafe located on the left of the page on the left panel. Go ahead and click on Cranium Cafe to pull up three submenu options. Go ahead and click on Enter Your Cafe. You have now arrived into your own personalized cafe. Within here, this is where you're going to be able to meet with your students through your scheduled video appointments, and you can also meet with students through video chat, through walk-in counseling, through the lobby feature. We're going to talk more about the lobby feature in the next section, and we're going to be able to really go into this feature and how to utilize it and how to really interact with students within the lobby. But for now, we're going to really focus on some of these other tools that you'll find on this page. So to start, we'll first start up here. So on the left, this is where you'll find your own webcam. Now, right now, I don't have my webcam operating, but when you're in your scheduled video appointments, you want to make sure that your webcam is on and your students can visually see you. Now, to disable your webcam, you just simply click this button here, and also here too, if you wanted to mute your microphone. Now, the button next to it says Share Screen. Now, this is a great feature that you can use as a counselor to really engage with your students. This will allow you to share your screen and do some educational planning, so that way the students can visually see the timeline as you plan it. Also, through this feature, you can help navigate through different websites like assist.org. A lot of great features that you can do, but this really emulates those in-person counseling appointments where you can take your screen and show the student and really help them navigate through different websites. So to use this feature, you simply click Share Screen. And once you do, this pop-up window is going to appear. So you have two options. You can either share your entire screen, which will show your entire desktop. So everything that you have on your computer will appear. So you can click that if you'd like, or you can click Application Window, and this is really only going to show your browser and what's being shown right now within this page. So I typically use the application window. So if I was going to use that, I would click application window and then select the screen and click share. Now, if this is going to be your first time using the Cranium Cafe share screen option, you will have to go through your browser settings to be able to enable the share screen component. Depending on which browser you use, there are some steps to go through that. We will make sure to include that in the section details within this module for you to be able to look at, to be able to make sure you're able to share your screen. Now, once you've enabled it and you've added that extension onto your browser, then you can go ahead and click share. Now, once you click share, now you can see on the top left corner, you can see that this screen is now showing what I'm viewing here. So if I were to go to a different website, like let's say assist.org, the student will be able to see what I'm doing on that website. And again, showing them how to navigate through and to be able to visually see what I'm talking about. So to stop sharing, you click stop sharing here. So it's a great tool, something as counselors you will definitely be utilizing in a lot of your appointments. The next tool that you'll see on here is Record Meeting. So you have the option of recording your meetings if you'd like. If you do decide to record a counseling appointment, you want to make sure that the student is aware and you get their permission to record the meeting. But what's great about this feature is if you do click record, it starts recording right away, and you can always click the button again to stop the meeting being recorded. You can always access this later through ConnexEd, but this is something too that it's up to you, and there are some great benefits of recording meetings, which we can always talk about a little bit later. The next feature on here that you'll find is the document upload and share link. So this tool is a great tool, something again as counselors we will utilize a lot just because it does emulate that same interaction we have when we're in our on-campus appointments where we want to share documents with students, have them sign documents and take notes. This allows you to do that. So the first thing that you'll see is two different categories within the document upload and share. The first one is labeled My Documents, which stores all the documents that will be able to be used in all your appointments. So these documents are typically my most commonly used documents, like the Cal State General Ed or the Chafee General Ed or the IGETC. These are forms that I find myself using in a lot of my appointments. So I want to keep it here so that way in every appointment I have, these are easily accessible. Now, if you scroll down, you'll find the next category, which is labeled meeting documents only for this meeting. That just means the documents that you upload here will only be for that specific counseling appointment that you're currently having. So this really comes in handy if, let's say, you have a video appointment with a student, you want to upload their transcript, or maybe you have a specific document that you would like to upload and have them sign. That's some scenarios where this feature would come in handy. But in order to upload, you simply click the upload button. It's going to pull documents from your computer that you can then upload into here. And then one of the future modules you're going to be talking about in this course, we're going to talk about a feature called the Counseling Hub. And what's great about the Counseling Hub is we've uploaded a lot of these documents, really everything you'll need as a counselor, from general ed sheets to forms like academic renewal, major sheet, all of it is going to be within the Counseling Hub for you to be able to go through and upload it directly into your cafe. So the next feature that we're going to talk about in here is going to be the whiteboards. So if you click on Whiteboard, then you can go ahead and open up a blank whiteboard. So this is an interactive tool that allows for real-time collaboration between you and the student. So let's kind of take a look at this. So if you click open blank whiteboard, they're going to ask you to title it. So let's just title this one Cranium Cafe Training. Click OK. Now it's going to pull up this blank form that you're able to go through and edit and share with your student. So while you're in an appointment, the student can see this. This will pop up in the middle of their screen too, just like how it is with us. So they'll be able to view it the same way. And you'll notice up here at the top, there's a toolbar. So we kind of call it like our whiteboard toolbar. But what's great about this is these are really interactive tools for you to be able to engage with your student through this document here. So one of the first things that I usually do is I click this unlock button, so that way students can edit it as well. So if I wanted to zoom in, I can zoom in a little bit so that way they can visually see what I'm about to type in. So let's say I wanted to type a note on here, then I have the text tool. So if I click here, I could type something in here. We'll just type in IGETC, for example, so you can see it. So you have a text tool. We also have a pencil tool. There's a highlighter tool. We have a circle and rectangle. So if you wanted to circle a specific area, a point of interest, you can use this tool here. There's an arrow tool if you need to point to something. Checkbox if you want to check something off. And a signature tool as well. So if you have a form that needs the student to electronically sign, then you can always use a signature tool here as well. You can adjust the color. So if you want to change the color here, color coordinate through your different images on here. You can even adjust the line thickness. So it's really customizable, as you can see. You can zoom in, zoom out. So this is a really great tool that in counseling appointments, you can use this in a lot of different ways. Now, something to point out is the students can save this as a PDF, which is great. So all they would do is click the save button here, and it automatically will download to their computer so they can reference this at a later time. So the whiteboard tool is a great feature, something that we use on a consistent basis. Now let's go ahead and hit close. Now what we did there is we opened up a blank whiteboard, which you can use. You can type important information on there and provide it to the student. Or if we go back to document upload, you'll see your documents here. Now, you have options with each document. So you'll see here, one of them says open, one of them says share, and then of course delete to remove it from your library. Now, if you click share on a document, that will be shared directly in this chat box down here on the bottom left. So the student can click on it, they can download it, save it to their computer. Now, if you notice, see right here where it says open, you'll also notice on here there's the whiteboard logo on this. So what this is pretty much saying is if you click this button, it will open it up within the whiteboard. So let's do that. So if you've got a student you're meeting with, they say they'd like to do an educational plan and they're interested in transferring to a Cal State. So you'd like to open up the Cal State General Ed pattern. So we would go ahead and click here, open. Now it's going to open up the Cal State General Ed pattern within the whiteboard. So again, just like we talked about before, the student can see this, you can unlock the form. Now the student can also engage with this and you'll be able to see in real time any notes that they're putting on this form as well. So we can zoom in and we can begin using some of the different tools and features. So for example, if you're walking through and the student has already taken their communication studies class, you might say, okay, we've got this course completed, but we still need to take English 1A, so you might want to circle this course. You also might want to maybe highlight an area, and maybe you want to change this to a different color. So you say, okay, we do need a life science class, so you maybe highlight this area here. So it's really interactive, and again, it kind of emulates just like our in-person appointments. When you have that physical document and you're putting notes and you're highlighting and you're putting important information on a page and you hand that to the student, this is a virtual version of that. And this is something that they can save to their computer, again, through this Save as PDF. So that's really the beautiful thing about Cranium Cafe is it's giving you the same capabilities of meeting in person, but just through a virtual platform using electronic tools. So the whiteboard feature is a great tool to utilize with documents, you can even upload PowerPoints to here. There's so many different features with the whiteboard. So when you get a chance, I recommend to kind of go through it and use some of the tools and begin to get familiar with it. So we'll go ahead and close this whiteboard here. Now, we know we talked about the lobby. We'll talk about that a little bit more in detail in the next section. But the next portion I want to point out here is the meeting invite link. So if you click meeting invite link, this will give you a direct link into your cafe. So if you have a student that's having some technical difficulties and having some problems accessing your appointment, you can always send the link directly to their email, so that way they just click the link and go right into your appointment. Now that's one circumstance where you might want to use the meeting invite link. You can always use this through walk-in appointments as well. So this is a feature where as long as for you to know that you can click this link, share it with the student, and that way they click it to have direct access into your cafe. Another tool through here is a keyboard shortcut. So if you click on this link, it will show you a few different tools that you can use just to utilize some of the features. Without clicking, you can just use your keyboard, for example, to toggle screen sharing, Control-Shift-3. So if you scroll down, you'll see that there's a few different features that you can use and the keyboard shortcuts aligned with those tools. And then down here at the bottom, you'll see the chat component. Now, this is a great tool, especially when you're meeting with a student who, let's say, again, they're having some technical issues and let's say they're unable to hear you, or if they're unable to see you, you can communicate with them directly through here. So you might want to say something like, hello, can you hear me? So now my message popped up here in the chat and the student can respond right back to me through here. So they might be able to say, unfortunately, I can see you, but I can't hear you. So that way, that can kind of give you some more information on how you can best support the student through your appointment. I also use this tool to share other information like maybe even my email address. So you also have that where you can share links and they can click on those links directly. So we might want to put assist.org through here, for example. They can click on it. It will be something that they can save. So the chat feature is a great way for you to communicate with the student in case if there's technical issues, or if you want to put important information through here, the student can talk to you through here. So this is, again, another way to communicate with your student. You'll also notice down here at the bottom, there's a caption editor. So if you click view captions, it will also pick up your audio and transcribe it into different captions. So if the student needs to utilize that feature and they'd like to be able to visually see what you are verbally saying in your appointment, they can always use the caption feature down here at the bottom. So they can either hide it or they can view it down here. Down here up at the top, there's a couple of settings links so you can go through and edit your audio and webcam settings, and same with your chat and lobby settings as well. So as you can see, the Cranium Cafe is very interactive. It gives you a lot of different tools to be able to really mimic the types of appointments you would have in person through the share screen component, through the document upload, through the whiteboard. This really allows for you to be able to really create an immersive counseling appointment to where your student feels like that they're not missing out on those great features that you have with your in-person appointments. So we're going to continue to talk more about Cranium Cafe. I hope this tutorial helped, and we will talk soon.